So some of you are probably wondering, did this guy smoke something? How would he compare Starlink with MTN and Spectranet? Is he high? Did he drink something? Did he smoke something? This works. It works really, and I believe it's going to help a lot of people. Now, where do we start? I mean, I'll give you a proper intro, right? I've seen a lot of comments on the videos I've made about Starlink. I've seen a lot of comments on the videos I've made about, MTN. I've seen a lot of comments on the videos I've made about Spectranet as well. And I thought to bring everything together and answer some questions that you guys have for me. Apart from that, I also think that this would be a good time to look at some of these, you know, internet services and answer the question, is this ridiculous? Does this actually work for me? I live in this particular region. Is this really the best one for me? Am I buying this because I want to use it, or I'm buying it because everybody is buying it? Right? So we are going to start by just, going over the devices. This is a Spectranet flight device. It has a battery. It has its own battery. So it means that when the power goes off, it will still be running. This is an MTN HiNet Flex 4G router. Some of you are probably wondering, why is it not using a 5G router? I don't have a 5G router. I don't think there's a need to buy one, because the thing with these devices is the more you buy, you're just spending money, really. This works for me. It's been working for me for a while now, and I am going to be using this. This initially came with a battery pack. When the power goes off, the battery pack just, let it stay on for some time, but the battery pack got bad. So now if the power goes off, then it goes off. And then this is a standard. I mean, it doesn't come with its own battery pack. All of these devices, by the way, all of them are wired. They have like one or two wires that powers them, so it's not like they are standalone wireless. But this sometimes would work fine wirelessly, because again, it has a battery pack at the back and you can move it around your house. So this is fine. Now, for Spectranet, it doesn't come with a battery pack. I haven't even tried using a battery pack on it because it's quite heavy, and I'm guessing that the power it's going to consume is quite a lot. So I'm not sure a battery pack would work with this. If you've tried a battery pack with it, let me know. Let's look at the cost. I got this for around 30,000 naira ish sometime last year, and I made a full review about it at the time. I also talked about how someone came around from Spectranet to set it up and all of that. So I got this one for, I can't remember, probably like 30,000 naira at the time. It's been a long time. I've had this for a very long time, like 3 years, 4 years, long time. So, and then I got this one for promo when Starlink started advertising in Nigeria initially, but I hear that now it's 800k, and you also have to still pay like $16 or thereabout for the 1 month subscription that comes with it. So this is the most expensive internet service provider that I have right now. Now, for coverage, Spectranet works in most areas in Nigeria. I have friends in Abuja who use Spectranet, Lagos as well. I think Ibadan as well. That's Oyo State. I'm pretty sure there are other states, right? So Spectranet works in a lot of places in Nigeria. MTN works in most places in Nigeria. It doesn't just work in most places in Nigeria, it's also very stable in most places in Nigeria, because MTN is everywhere you go. Then this guy, Starlink, works everywhere in Nigeria, but it's faster in some areas than some areas. You can check this yourself. You can go to starlink.com/map and check your location or your region in Nigeria and see how congested the service is over there, or how fast it is over there. It works everywhere in Nigeria. It works in neighboring countries as well. right? That's why some people are buying as Nigerians, but they are shipping it to other neighboring countries, which is fine, by the way, because Benin Republic, for example, has Starlink now, and it's even faster than most places in Nigeria over there, obviously because that region is not congested. But yeah, it works everywhere, but it's faster in some areas than some areas. Another thing you should also know is that it depends on the plan you are on. Actually, with all of them, it all depends on the plan you are on. For this one, if you're on the standard fixed plan that comes with the, the service when you buy it, I think you'd be getting around 200, 300 mbps, give or take, sometimes 70 mbps. But if you're on the mobile plan, which I downgraded to at some point, it's actually slower. You'll be getting like 20 mbps, 10 mbps, 5 mbps. Yes, Starlink. So it's not always all that, really. It really depends on the plan you're on. Now, let me check my notes real quick. Next one is the convenience, like just ease of use generally. This, I use this in my house. I also have flown to places like Abuja and used it in those places, and it works fine, right? And Spectranet, I haven't gone anywhere with my Spectranet. It has always been in this house. But again, if the power goes off, I can still use it because it has a battery pack at the back here. Another thing is I can also move it around the house. If the power goes off and I'm not getting like a good reception, I can move it to somewhere else in the house without even having it plugged. Starlink, I have moved Starlink from Lagos to Abia State before because it was the holidays and I needed to move somewhere very local and remote, but I still needed good internet. So I had to take down the dish on the roof of the house and, bundled everything, went to Abia State with it, set it up there. It worked fine, right? Everything worked fine. And came back to Lagos with it. Moving this to a different place is one of the hardest things I've had to do because the box is big. The box is really big. And yeah, if you're driving alone to another state, you're going to have a situation where police might stop you to search you and they'll ask you what it is and you have to explain, right? And if you're flying with it, they'll probably ask you to check it into cargo. So keep that in mind. Then for speed, so far, this is a very tricky one. Starlink speed is very good, right? But in my opinion, it's not the best. Let me explain why. The upload speed for Starlink is super low. If you're uploading something, it will take you a long time. The upload speed is around 10 mbps, sometimes up to 15. Or if you Google it, they'll tell you you can go up to 20. I haven't gone up to 20 with upload speed, for Starlink. So yeah, but the download speed is good. The download speed is okay. You can get 200 mbps, you can get 175, 70, 100 mbps download, and also stable. The download speed is stable. So when you're downloading something, you don't have all those stuff where, it also depends on the server you're downloading from, but you don't have a case where it takes you forever to download stuff. It's fast. MTN's download is the best for me. It's the best for me because so here's the thing with Starlink. When it's raining, the download speed it's satellite internet. So when the atmosphere is not looking good, it's raining, the rain is serious, this guy can actually shut down completely on you because it's a satellite internet. It gets affected by rain. But MTN is different. Even if it's raining, if it's not raining, on most days you still get a decent speed, decent stable speed. In terms of speed, for me, for this one, I think I've done like 90 mbps. It's not as high as that of Starlink. I also have to add here that if you're using MTN 5G router in your area, you would get more speed, more stability than Starlink. This is not a 5G router. The 5G router for MTN can go as high as like 600 Mbps, 500 Mbps. So that is higher than Starlink's download speed. Also for upload, MTN is more stable. MTN's upload speed can go way above 20 Mbps. In fact, there was a video that Fisayo made where he was talking about MTN and Starlink, and he talked about, you know, how he was trying to upload something and he used Starlink. It wasn't really, it took days, right? But he used MTN and it was faster. So in terms of speed, Starlink still has a long way to go, and I don't think they are going to get there anytime soon, and I will explain why. For MTN is really trying. Then our friend Spectranet, for download, you can get 20 Mbps, right? If you are somebody who works from home and you have Spectranet, you most likely have to get a backup for Spectranet because it can disappoint you sometimes. It's not stable. It's not stable in terms of like latency and all of that. It's really not stable. Spectranet is not stable. I can't believe I keep saying not stable. Not like I've said this so many times. It's not. If you go online, you see people cursing Spectranet on a good day because they're working and then it started acting up. It might not even be because there's rain. So I don't think it has to do with the plan you're on. So yeah. Now, I also want to talk about something else, which is how long or how much the data is and how long it takes to finish. This is a very interesting bit. This is unlimited. The standard Starlink plan is unlimited. You know, they even have this thing they call peak hours and non-peak hours. The peak hours and the non-peak, the peak hours are hours between 7 a.m. and I think like 10 p.m. or thereabout, when a lot of people are using it. Non-peak hours are hours like late night, when there are not a lot of people and businesses using it, and you can even get more faster speed, more stable speed. But on a norm, it's unlimited. MTN is not unlimited. If you're using MTN, you're going to spend a lot of money. In fact, I moved from MTN to Starlink because I was spending a lot of money on MTN subscription. It's fast, it's stable, but you can pay like 40K per month for this, for a good plan on this, and before you know, you don't finish. So, and there is no unlimited night plan on MTN, not at the time of recording this video. Also, how much do I pay for this? I pay 38K ish for subscription every month for the unlimited subscription. So this is fast, this is stable, but even if you're paying 40K per month and you're gaming and streaming stuff, everything is working smoothly, your data can finish at the middle of the month. I know this because I live alone. So it's not really about dependencies and all of that. If I had more people in my house, I'll probably spend more on this. Then for this one, Spectranet has unlimited night plan that I have a problem with, because when you're using it at night, the speed is not that great. Sometimes I just plug into my PlayStation, leave it to download stuff overnight and go to bed. It's not that great, but it works. It works. The unlimited night plan works. Sometimes if you're trying to do heavy stuff at night, like maybe upload or download something, it might take forever. So it's not that great. It's not great. And the day plan, they have a bunch of plans during the day, and they also work. But again, if you're having network issues, then you're having network issues regardless of the plan you're on, right? But also in terms of plans, they have a wide variety of plans. They have like this Kulele plan. They have like, you pay like 8,000 naira for Spectranet, you get like 50 gig and you get unlimited night browsing. You pay like 13K, you even get like more than that. So it's cheap as hell, but very unstable. Next one is mobility. I've talked about mobility a bit. I can move this around the house. I can travel with this, but it still needs to be plugged to a power source. And then there's this guy, moving this around is not that easy. Then reporting. So I think that Starlink does a good job with reporting how much data you've used in a month or in the last 24 hours than any other ISP I've seen. They have like a whole dashboard that would show you network had issues and all of that. Like the satellite internet does a really good job, when it comes to reporting. If also it's congested, like where you set it or mounted it, you're not getting a good coverage there, they will tell you. So on the app and the website, they have a good way of reporting these things. MTN has an MTN app that also reports these things, but it's not as good as that of Starlink. Also, when your data finishes on the MTN, you might not get a message or notification. You probably have to like mentally gauge it and find out, or maybe take out the SIM here and find out if there's still data or not, or maybe check on the MTN mobile app and find out if you still have data or not. Then Spectranet also does a good job when it comes to reporting. They have an app and a website where you can check how much data you've used today, just the basic standard stuff, how much data you've used, how much data is left, how much unlimited data you have, which one is the 50% bonus you got, and all of that. They give really good bonuses as well. One of the questions that people stylishly ask me sometimes about these internet service providers and devices is which one is less ridiculous and which one is more ridiculous. So we're going to do that award thing where we decide which one is. In my opinion, I think the most ridiculous one in this case is Spectranet. Spectranet is very ridiculous because they give you this lots of data and bonuses and all of that, unlimited night browsing, but you you can't use it, right? You try to download stuff and sometimes it's just giving up on you. I've got on a call with my co-workers once and I was talking and they were like, dude, we can't hear you clearly. And I kept wondering what was going on. I adjusted my mic, I adjusted my everything, and they still couldn't hear me clearly. And then I checked Spectranet. I did a speed test and I realized that the latency don't they choke. So it's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous. And sometimes small rain, it has started acting up. Now, which one is less ridiculous? Starlink is ridiculous. I say it's ridiculous because actually for many reasons, right? The first one being the fact that if you move from the standard plan to the mobile plan basically lets you go places. So when you're buying Starlink, you set a location. That's your house address. That's the service address where it's going to work. You mount the device on the roof of your house and you start using it. But if you decide to go from Lagos to maybe somewhere else, you have to unmount everything and then you go to that new location, you set a new service address and they'll tell you, it be like say your address don't change. Looks like your address has changed. You need to set the new address. You set the new address. If it's Lagos, Abuja, or another city that has a lot of Starlink users, they'll tell you that this region is congested. So because of that, you have to downgrade from your normal plan to a mobile plan. And the mobile plan is not fast. So you downgrade, and now you're on a mobile plan. In fact, when you're downgrading, they'll tell you, hey, if you move from where you are now back to your house, you might not be able to move to the old plan, or you might stay on the mobile plan. So you say okay to that. And then you're using 10 Mbps, you're using 15 Mbps because you downgraded to the mobile plan. And guess what? the mobile plan is not cheap. I think it's like 2000 naira more expensive than even the standard plan. So is it really a downgrade or an upgrade? I mean, price wise, it's an upgrade. Service wise, it's a downgrade. So I find that ridiculous. God help you if you buy Starlink in a city that is very congested and you come back from a trip and maybe you moved your Starlink away to a village and you come back to your city. They might tell you that your region is congested, so you have to stay on the mobile plan. It's exactly what is going on with me right now. It's why, I see myself subscribing to MTN occasionally and all of that. So I think it's ridiculous. There are so many other things. There's the rain thing, there's the upload thing. There's also the new price bump thing. I got mine for like 300k or so, and now it's 800k. And for those of you wondering if this 800k is in dollars or it's in naira, I'm seeing the ads on Instagram, I've seen the ads on Facebook, I've seen the ads on my Gmail as well. Starlink is now 800k as at the time of recording this video. Someone reached out to me on Instagram to ask me, hey, is it really that amount? Even resellers are selling it for around $1 million in Nigeria. So another thing I've also noticed is that there are like new Starlink hardware coming soon, and nobody's saying anything about maybe having you upgrade. Also, if you know how you have at the back of your device, you have like for MTN, you have LAN here, right? You have LAN ports and all of that. You have a LAN port as well for Spectranet. For Starlink, you don't. And if you want to get any additional Starlink device or any additional Starlink hardware, you have to pay an extra amount of money, and it's not cheap. So it's ridiculous, but again, not as ridiculous as Spectranet. In Nigeria, most people would agree with this. In Nigeria, MTN is still more efficient, especially if you do heavy stuff like downloads and uploads and stuff. So keep that in mind. But again, MTN would cost you money. The monthly subscription is not cheap. They don't have unlimited night plan like Spectranet does. So keep that in mind as well. So this is pretty much it. That's what I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know in the comments which one you think is more ridiculous. And also, of course, please tell me with reasons. For Starlink, always go on starlink.com/map to see what the speed is like in your area, how congested your area is before you buy. Find out. Super important. That's it, guys. I'll see you around. Take care. Bye.